स्वाध्यायः परमः
डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी।
બાબા સાહેબ આંબેડકર ઓપન યુનિવર્સિટીમાં આપનું સ્વાગત છે. આપણે કમ્પ્યુટર ફંડામેન્ટલ્સ ઉપર ચર્ચા કરેલી હતી અને કન્ટિન્યુએશનમાં આપણે આગળ વધુ જોઈશું. આજે આપણે જોઈશું પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજીસ એટલે શું અને એની પછીના ત્યારબાદના ટોપિક્સ જે પણ છે દેટ આઈ વિલ ડિસ્કસ. વોટ ડુ મીન બાય પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજ? કમ્પ્યુટર પરફોર્મ્સ એક્ટિવિટી એઝ પર instructions given by the user. The set of such instructions written for a particular task is known as computer program. Program is the instruction that tells computer how to process the data into the form you want. Language in which computer program is written is known as programming language. The programming language are classified as low level language and high level language. What do we mean by this? Programming language એ ટાઈપની સાયન્ટિફિક લેંગ્વેજ છે જે કમ્પ્યુટર જ સમજી શકે છે. જેમ કે આપણે નોર્મલ ભાષામાં વાતો કરતા હોઈએ તો અવર હ્યુમન બ્રેન ઇઝ ટ્રેન્ડ ઇન સચ એ વે દેટ ઇટ કેન અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ વોટ ઇઝ સપોઝ ટુ બી ઇન્ટરપ્રિટેડ. એટલે આપણે નાનપણથી ગ્રામર ને બધું શીખતા આવ્યા હોઈએ અને ઇંગ્લિશ હોય, ગુજરાતી હોય, સંસ્કૃત હોય, હિન્દી હોય. ઇન દેટ વે વી કીપ ઓન લર્નિંગ સર્ટેન થિંગ્સ એન્ડ મેક શ્યોર દેટ કે એના કન્ટેન્ટ્સ જે છે એ આપણે સમજી શકીએ. લાઇકવાઇઝ કમ્પ્યુટર બાય ડિફોલ્ટ ડઝ નોટ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ એનીથિંગ. તો કમ્પ્યુટરને સમજાવવા માટે આપણે શું કરવું પડે? સો ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ વી નીડ ટુ રાઇટ સમ પ્રોગ્રામ્સ. અને પ્રોગ્રામ એટલે શું? સો એ લખાય ક્યાં? સો પ્રોગ્રામ ઇઝ બેઝિકલી એ સેટ ઓફ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ. અને એ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન એટલે શું? તો ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન ઇઝ નથિંગ બટ ધી બાઇનરી કોડ્સ વિચ આર અન્ડરસ્ટુડ બાય ધી મશીન. એટલે મશીનને 0 અને 1ની ભાષા જ સમજ પડે છે. સો ઇન દેટ કેસ વોટ વી નીડ ટુ ડુ ઇઝ કે આપણે હાઈ લેવલ લેંગ્વેજ જે પણ હોય, જે પણ આપણે સાયન્ટિફિક લેંગ્વેજ ઉપયોગ કરતા હોઈએ જેને આપણે પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજ કહીએ છીએ, ધીસ પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજીસ ગેટ્સ કન્વર્ટેડ ટુ બાઇનરી કોડ 0s and 1s. અને એ 0s and 1s સિસ્ટમ ઇન્ટરપ્રિટ કરે છે અને એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરે છે. સો ઇફ યુ ટોક ઓફ પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજીસ it means that it performs activities as per the instructions given by the user. એટલે યુઝર એ પ્રોગ્રામ ટાઈપ કરવાનો રહે છે અને ત્યારબાદ જ એ સિસ્ટમને સમજી શકે છે. બાય ડિફોલ્ટ કમ્પ્યુટર સિસ્ટમની પાસે એવી જાદુઈ વસ્તુ નથી કે જેથી કરીને એ જાતે ને જાતે ઇન્ટરપ્રિટ કરીને જાતે પ્રોગ્રામ લખી નાખે અને કામ કરી નાખે. સો ફર્સ્ટ ઓફ ઓલ વોટ વી નીડ ટુ ડુ ઇઝ વી નીડ ટુ રાઇટ એ પ્રોગ્રામ ઇન અવર લેંગ્વેજ, ઇન એ સાયન્ટિફિક લેંગ્વેજ વિચ ધી સિસ્ટમ કેન અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ. અને એના માટે ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટ સોફ્ટવેર્સ રિક્વાયર્ડ હોય છે એન્ડ દેટ ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટ સોફ્ટવેર્સ આર સપોઝ ટુ બી સિસ્ટમ સોફ્ટવેર. એટલે એ જેવા કે કમ્પાઇલર છે, ઇન્ટરપ્રિટર છે, ધીસ ટાઈપ ઓફ સોફ્ટવેર મોડ્યુલ્સ કમ્સ ઇન બિટવીન. અને દેટ્સ હાઉ નો ધી હાઈ લેવલ લેંગ્વેજ ઓર ધી સોર્સ કોડ ગેટ્સ કન્વર્ટેડ ટુ ધી મશીન કોડ. અને દેટ ઇઝ અગેન યુઝર સ્પેસિફિક. યુઝર એ નક્કી કરેલો પ્રોગ્રામ જે લખવાનો રહે છે. સપોઝ કે એરિયા ઓફ અ સર્કલ છે તો પાઈ આર સ્ક્વેરની ફોર્મ્યુલા હોય, સો પાઈ ઇન્ટુ આર એવી રીતનું એક ઇક્વેશન બનાવવું પડે અને દેન ધીસ સિસ્ટમ કેન અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ કે એને કઈ રીતે એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરવું, કઈ રીતે એને સિસ્ટમની પાસે આપવું. સો દેટ ઇઝ પાર્ટ ઓફ ધી સોફ્ટવેર મોડ્યુલ, સિસ્ટમ સોફ્ટવેર મોડ્યુલ વિચ વિલ બી ટેકન કેર ઓફ. બટ પ્રોગ્રામિંગ લેંગ્વેજ ઇટ સેલ્ફ ઇઝ નોટ સફિશિયન્ટ. એટલે ખાલી તમે સોર્સ કોડ ટાઈપ કરી નાખો અને દેન યુ એઝ્યુમ કે ચલો મારો પ્રોગ્રામ રન થઈ ગયો. દેટ ઇઝ નોટ પોસિબલ. સો યુ નીડ સમ ઇન્ટરમીડિયેટ સોફ્ટવેર વિચ વિલ ડુ ધી કન્વર્ઝન ફ્રોમ હાઈ લેવલ લેંગ્વેજ દેટ યુ ટાઈપ વિચ ઇઝ બેઝિકલી એ યુઝર ડ્રિવન પ્રોગ્રામ. અને એ કોડને કન્વર્ટ કરવામાં આવે છે મશીન કોડની અંદર અને યુઝર સ્પેસિફિક હોય. એટલે યુઝરે નક્કી કરેલો કોડ જે હોય એ પ્રમાણે ટાઈપ કરવામાં આવે અને દેટ ઇઝ હાઉ ધી સિસ્ટમ ઓપરેટ્સ. સો બાય ડિફોલ્ટ સિસ્ટમ is going to interpret your instructions, will check the instructions whether it is correct or not, and then it will pass on to the lower level modules to execute the instructions. The set of such instructions written for a particular task is known as a computer program. એટલે એક આપણે ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન લખી નાખીએ તો એ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શનને પ્રોગ્રામ કહેવાય. આઈડિયલી આપણે વિચાર તો ઇટ ઇઝ એન ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન. સો નોર્મલી એવું બને કે એક કરતાં વધારે ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શનનો પ્રોગ્રામ્સ તમે જ્યારે બનાવો, સેટ ઓફ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન, દેન વી સે ઇટ ઇઝ એ program. So program it is more than one set of instructions and program is the instruction that tells the computer how to process the data into the form that you want. એટલે ઘણી વખત binary to hexadecimal, hexadecimal to decimal, binary to octal, shifting, ending, ORing, XORing આવી ટાઈપની એડિશન, સમેશન, મલ્ટિપ્લિકેશન એવી ટાઈપની ઓપરેશન્સની જરૂર પડે. સો બેઝિકલી વી નીડ ટુ રાઇટ ધ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ ફોર દેટ, and or otherwise you need to write the high level code which will then convert, which will then be converted to the assembly code, and then it will be converted to the machine code for execution. Basically it happens in that way. So language in which computer program is written is known as the programming language. There are many types of programming language. So high level language, low level language, middle level language. In that way the languages have been classified, and દરેકની અલગ અલગ ખાસિયતો છે, right? The programming languages are classified into different categories. So if we look into this, then what is that is, if you see the block diagram of these languages, computer languages has been divided into high level and low level, and in that low level again there comes the machine level language, and assembly level language and machine level language. Assembly level language basically gets converted to machine level language, I mean basically zeros and ones through the help of assembler, and then this is how the high level language is getting converted with the help of compiler to this corresponding machine level language. So in turn we are having different type of languages, one is high level, another is low level. Sometimes no, we do have a area where we say that it is middle level language. Sometimes no, there are some languages of such type. Let us say an example of that is C language. C language is such a language which is allowing you to have scientific applications also, and it also allows you to have low level interpretation with the machine, it allows you to work with the hardware also using assembly level language. That is why C language is referred to it as middle level language also. It is also said to be high level language also. So machine language is expressed in terms of binary numbers, that is zeros and ones, as the processor understands binary numbers only. However, for a human being it is difficult to read and write the programs in terms of zeros and ones. એટલે સપોઝ કે તમને એમ કીધું હોય કે ઝીરોઝ એન્ડ વન્સની બાઇનરી પેટર્ન છે તમારી, ઝીરોઝ એન્ડ વન્સની એવી 16 બીટની પેટર્ન તમારે એક સિક્વન્સ બની, એવી 1000 સિક્વન્સ તમારે લખવાની હોય અને તમારે યાદ રાખવાની હોય. ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ડિફિકલ્ટ ફોર ધ હ્યુમન બિંગ ટુ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ ધીસ. સો ઇન્સ્ટેડ if we are giving some name to it, then it becomes much more easier for us. So the concept of naming convention came into picture, and then that is how the assembly level language said to be as mnemonics. No, a mnemonic language કહેવામાં આવી. સપોઝ કે 10101010 એવી સિક્વન્સ 16 બીટની હોય, and that sequence 16 bit sequence, no, sometimes if we say, let us say this is an example of add. So in now whenever we require 101010 sequence to be remembered, there is no need to remember all the sequence. Instead you can directly say add, and then the assembler will come into picture, which will do the conversion for corresponding add instruction to 101010 dot 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 dot. In that way the machine code would be generated with the help of the software, right. So in that way machine language is, anyway you can always do the programming with machine language, but it is difficult for the user. Every time 1000 line of code to be remembered and then to be typed into the system is very difficult. Also at the same time what is going to be problematic is, suppose if there is some situation wherein there is some addition, some editing is required, some modification is required in some of the binary codes. So we need to trace out where this binary sequence is in error and go to that place and change those particular binary sequence. Instead of that, if it is easier, if we are naming it with add, multiply, divide, subtract and so on, it becomes much more easier. So we directly know that it is a subtraction error, it is addition error and so on. So in that way modification of the code also becomes much more easier, instead of remembering all these binary patterns of zeros and ones. The machine language code is therefore simplified by converting into the code called the operation code. The opcode depends upon the type of processor. The program written in opcode is known as the assembly language code. So if we look into this, then what is that is, let us say operation code and the operation code for, let us say, add. If I am having 16 instructions, in my instruction set, in that case let us say there would be add, multiply, divide and many other instructions, subtraction, XOR and jump, such type of instructions. These are the mnemonics, These are basically the mnemonics. And for each of this, no, there will be some operation code. Let us say 1000, then this could be 1001, 1010, 1011, 1100, likewise 1101, 1110 and dot 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 dot. So, there could be such 16. If I say 4-bit operation code is there, then how many instructions could be there with my microprocessor? I would be having 2 to the power 4 is equal to 16 operation codes would be there, which will be having different instructions available with me for my programming purpose, and for which appropriate hardware is available with the computer system. એટલે જેટલી ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન્સ તમે અહીંયા લિસ્ટ આઉટ કરેલી હોય એટલી ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શનનું ડેડિકેટેડ હાર્ડવાયર્ડ સર્કિટરી સિસ્ટમ પાસે હોય તો જ એ વસ્તુને એક્ઝિક્યુટ કરી શકે. સપોઝ કે હું એમ લખું કે x equal to a plus b, so a is a variable, b is a variable and plus is an operator. So, plus is an operator. So, I am knowing that this operator is going to internally make use of this instruction, add instruction. So, there will be some operators also available, operands also available with the instruction. So, let us say add R1, R2, R3. If this is the instruction, R2 and R3 is nothing but A and B here. A and B will be loaded into R2 and R3 register, and this addition operation because of this will be submitted to R1. So, resultant of R2 plus R3 is submitted to R1, and this R1 will then be loaded into X register. In this way, the instructions are actually operating. So, the point is every instruction is going to have an operation code, and this operation code is going to be unique for the instruction, and this instruction basically will be having its own hardware inside the CPU. So, CPU is doing nothing on its own, and what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to write the program. This program will be converted to this type of assembly code, and this assembly code will then be converted to the corresponding binary code, and this binary code will be then executed by the hardware because it is having the hardware with the CPU. So, unless we come out from the high level language to the corresponding machine zeros and ones language, no, things are not going to work. Only working with the high level language and writing the code with x equal to a plus b is not going to suffice. So, instead we need to have some this type of mechanism which will do the conversion for us, and this conversion will then be executed by the CPU, right. So, the machine language code is therefore simplified by converting it into the code called the operation code. The operation code depends upon the type of processors. The program written in opcode is known as the assembly language code. So, now every instruction, rather I would say every microprocessor, every system, every CPU is going to have its own instruction set. In the previous session also I said that there is instruction set available with every microprocessor. So, this instruction set is basically going to be unique for every microprocessor. That means કે language Tamil હોય તો તમિલનું ગ્રામર હોય, તમિલનો instruction set હોય, તમિલનો character set હોય. Likewise હિન્દી હોય તો હિન્દીનો ગ્રામર હોય, હિન્દીનું character set હોય, અને એની અંદર એના words બનેલા હોય, એનું grammar હોય, અને જેથી કરીને we can interpret it. Likewise Gujarati, for all the languages, high level language, natural level languages, there are rules, and basically these rules are followed to form the sentences. Through these sentences are then interpreted by the brain, which is basically trained for. Here we are having a training. As far as the learning curve is concerned for the human being, that there is a learning curve, whereas here we need to design a software which will do the conversion from high level language, or that means the code which is written in the CPU, which is basically in English, and that will be converted to the corresponding machine code, which will be a machine understandable code. So, right. So, in that way the things are operating. So, during the run time, now there are two things. When we say runtime, the word runtime, there is system when the system is executing the code, at that point of time we can say that it is a runtime execution. Sometimes there is a word called compile time also. When the program is given to the system for actually identifying the errors, in that case then some errors are identified at the compile time, right, and this is something like before it passes on the program to the execution part, ઇટ ઇઝ બિંગ ચેકડ ફોર ધી એરર્સ અને એ એરર્સ બધી કમ્પાઇલ ટાઈમે આઈડેન્ટિફાઈ થઈ જશે. તો કમ્પાઇલર કમ્સ ઇન ટુ પિક્ચર. કમ્પાઇલર ઇઝ નથિંગ બટ એ સોફ્ટવેર જસ્ટ લાઇક એન એસેમ્બલર. સો એસેમ્બલરની કમ્પાઇલર બેઝિકલી વિલ હેવ ધી એસેમ્બલર ઇન ટુ ઇટ, રાઇટ, એન્ડ ઇટ વિલ લુક ઇન ટુ ધી ટાર્ગેટ મશીન. ટાર્ગેટ મશીનને જોઈ અને એને આધારે એ ઇન્સ્ટ્રક્શન સેટના આધારે એ એનું બાઇનરી પેટર્ન જનરેટ કરશે. સો વોટ એવર ધી લેંગ્વેજ દેટ યુ આર યુઝિંગ at the high level, that will be anyway converted to the machine language with the help of intermediate software, right. So during the runtime it is necessary to convert operation code into machine language, so that the processor will understand the process, will understand and process the code. So if the proper appropriate machine code is not generated, operation code is not generated, how the system will understand it? So system is not having the appropriate instruction for that. In that case it will generate the error, that invalid operation code and something like that will be generated, right. So the internal program that translates opcode to machine code is known as assembler. The examples of assembler are Microsoft assembler and various others which are available. So MESM, Z80, Zilog 80, 8085, 8086 etc. These are the assemblers which are available. There are assemblers available for every microprocessor, right. So MASM, TASM, these are some of the standard assemblers which are available for converting the high level language to the machine level language to the corresponding binary codes. Processor is different basically. See, use of assembly language requires knowledge of assembly language and even the computer hardware. See, when we are, it is equally possible that we can directly write the code into machine level language, but at the same time what we need is we need to know the architecture of the underlying સિસ્ટમ. એટલે CPU તમારી જે છે 16 બીટનું પ્રોસેસર છે, 32 બીટનું પ્રોસેસર છે, 64 બીટનું પ્રોસેસર છે, બધાના અલગ અલગ હોય. હાવેવર ઇટ ઇઝ અપવર્ડ હાર્ડવેર કોમ્પેટિબલ, એટલે 8086 પ્રોસેસરનો જે પણ કોડ લખેલો હોય that code can easily be executed on the 80 advanced processor x86 machines. In that way the things are operating, but at the same time what we need is we need to know the underlying hardware of this system. So if we do not know the hardware of the system, it is very difficult for us to write the code directly into assembly language, right. Instead what we do is then we follow the high level language. So high level language માં આપણે code લખી નાખીએ, then the system is responsible with the help of compilers and translators, it will translate the code to the corresponding target machine, and then it will make the things available with us so that the system can the hardware can execute it. For everyone it is much convenient to write a program in high level language because a normal English ભાષામાં લખવામાં આવે છે. That's why અને એના keywords એનો set જે છે instruction set, it is also as far as keywords are concerned, I would say there are specific keywords available for every language. Let's say integer, in C language if we say integer, float, character, double, long, size of, there are various other things also available with us. So these are the keywords, they are having a specific meaning to the system, and for which there will be a translator which will translate the code from one line statement to the multi line statements of the assembly, right. In that way it is making the things easier. So when we are writing the code in high level language, it is basically some only specific set of words which we need to remember, which we call it as keywords, and the certain rules which we need to follow, basically operator precedence and all, so that things are operating in a better way, and then the translator comes up into picture which will do the things for us. Instead અગર જો એ જ વસ્તુ આપણે હાર્ડવેરમાં કરવાની હોત તો we need to understand the know the actual hardware of the underlying system, અને એને પછી ધ્યાનમાં રાખીને તમારે કોડિંગ કરવું પડે, રાઈટ. સો અહીંયા તો તમારે ખાલી ઇંગ્લિશમાં જ લખવામાં આવશે, and that becomes much more easier for the human being. Examples of high level languages are BASIC, Fortran, COBOL etc. Compiler is the internal program that translates high level language to machine level language, that is what is discussed earlier. Software is the other name for the program. When we say software, that means it is a set of programs. એટલે એક instruction છે, it is nothing but a instruction, right. But when we say there are set of instructions available, we can say it is a program, and when we say such set of programs are available with us, then we can say it is something like software available with us. So software basically is a set of programs which are written, and together when the multiple programs are put up together, we call it as a software, right. So software is another name for a program, and basically is a set of programs. In most cases the term software and program are interchangeable, એટલે એકબીજાને અરસપરસ આપણે બોલી શકીએ એમ છીએ. And a software generally refers to the collection of various programs ટુ ડુ ધી ટાસ્ક ફોર ધી યુઝર. સો નોર્મલી એક નાનો પ્રોગ્રામ આપણે લખીએ તો એ સોફ્ટવેર આઈડિયલી ના કહેવાય, બટ સો ઇન્સ્ટેડ મલ્ટિપલ ટાસ્ક આપણે ડિવાઈડ કરી નાખીએ અને દેન વી કોલેટ ટુગેધર ઓલ ધીસ પર્ટિક્યુલર સ્મોલ modules, then we can say it is a software. Just like an operating system is one of the system software, compare is a software, likewise word processing is a software, database ની માટેના database ના software છે. So that is nothing but a collection of huge programs and a set of programs basically એ ભેગા કરી અને then we can say it is a software, right. So continuing further to be more specific, what is there inside the basically assembly like the languages, let's say machine language. So this will be zeros and ones, basically 1 0 1 0 1 0 something, and 1 0 1 0 1 1 something, 1 0 1 1 0 0 something like this. We'll take up some example for that and then we will stop here. Okay. Then let's say this is internally getting converted. Hypothetically I am saying this is something like add, this is something like multiply, this is something like divide, this is something like subtract. So in that way some instructions are there. So can we call this as a program? Ideally no, this is basically an instruction. This is an instruction for any microprocessor, right, and this instruction will be different for different microprocessors, right. So when we say some high level language statement like x equal to a plus b, then y is equal to x plus b, in this way if we are writing a program, then it will there can be many statements, there could be many statements, right, and then no it is nothing but this statement will be converted to multiple line statements of assembly. Let us say move is a statement available for some registers, let us say r1 comma a, move r2 comma b, and then I can say add r1 comma r2. It could be 2 register statement, it could be 3 operand statement also, right. So it could be 0 operand also. Let us say HLT is a halt statement. Halt statement does not, halt instruction, it does not require any operand, so it is 0 operand instruction. Likewise I say move ax comma bx, because unless you know what is ax and bx, it is very difficult for you to write the program. That is why earlier I said that you need to understand the architecture of the system, then and then you can write the assembly programs, right. So however this is 16 bit, let us say if it is 16 bit, the content of bx would be transferred to ax. In that way this is requiring 2 operands, right. Likewise add r1, if I am writing this statement internally, there are registers available with the CPU. So accumulator register is the default register for arithmetic operation. Accumulator register is equal to accumulator register plus r1 will be performed by this instruction. So in this way there could be multiple operands available. These are operands and this is an opcode for which there will be an opcode, right. So this is a mnemonic and the operands will keep on changing. Likewise see, we have seen some examples. So one line statement of high level language is getting converted to many statements of assembly level language. So one to many translation takes place when high level language statement is submitted to the compiler or to the translator, right. So software is another name, that is what we have seen. The most common terms are software and programs are interchangeable. Software generally refers to the collection of various programs to do the task for the users, right. In that way things are operating. Now various types of softwares are there. So we have talked of what is basics of assembly language. We have seen what is operation code, we have seen what is intermediate softwares like the name I have just talked of, its compiler, its interpreter, its intermediate system softwares which are there, and it is getting finally converted to the corresponding machine code which the system can execute, right, for which there is a dedicated hardware available with the CPU, right. Now we are talking of various types of software. One is system software, another is application software or utility software. So application, what do we mean by application software? Application software is the end user software, something like when we are using word processing software like Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint and something like that. So, these are all application level softwares. No, they are not basically depending upon what is going to happen at the lower level, but it gives the user the feel of what the user is expecting to be done. If word document तैयार करवो है तो it gives you the pleasure of typing a letter into the word processing software. So, when the application at the application level front end ऊपर तुम्हारी पास જ્યારે પણ software available હોય, these are known as application softwares, right. Application software is the end user software. The programs written under application software are designed for general purpose and special purpose applications. The example of application software is Internet Explorer, accounting softwares, customer billing softwares, in time and out time recording and salary processing softwares, and there could be many other softwares. No, you name the things, there are the softwares which are available at the application level. Just to brief, what is that all about? Internet browser. Something like Internet Explorer, Mozilla, Firefox, these are the browsers which are working at the application layer. However, the underlying architecture of the internet is different, right. So, that is at the system level. So, when we talk of the application level softwares, no, there are many softwares which are there with us, and through which we are able to make sure that the contents are processed at the for the user, right. So, when we talk of system software makes application software interact with the computer hardware. So, system software basically sits in between the corresponding application software and the hardware, right. So, when the contents are submitted to the system, it is first of all processed by the system software, and then once it is processed and converted to the corresponding machine code zeros and ones, then the hardware comes into picture, and then hardware executes those particular instructions, right. So, this is the common way of executing the instructions at all level, whether it is the application software or whether it is any other type of software like browser, accounting software, customer billing software, in out time registers and so on, right. So, this is a software, system software works, it sits between the hardware and the application software. System software runs in the background that helps computer to manage its own internal resources. Now, when we talk of background processing, that means what કે તમે front end ઉપર તમે content type કરી રહ્યા હો અને background માં એનું processing ચાલતો હોય, right. So, user is just given the feel of that they type કરી રહ્યો છે and things are done, but actually background માં એની ઘણી બધી threads જે એની processes હોય એ ચાલતી હોય. So, system software sits in between which does the local level management of the resources in the sense any memory હોય, memory management કરવાનું આવે, IO management કરવાનું આવે, file management કરવાનું આવે, process management કરવાનું આવે. These are the areas where no system software plays very important role, અને એના વગર તો એ શક્ય જ નથી કે so your application basically is submitted to the system software, and system software handles everything for you, and basically all these things, resources and all, and then it finally submits it to the CPU, right. And it also manages its own internal resources in the sense memory, basically memory hoy je it plays very important role as far as your execution of the program is concerned, right. The most important system software is the operating system. So, these are the functionalities of any of the operating system. Normally આપણે શું કહેતા હોઈએ કે operating system is a software which sits in between the hardware and the application. So, that is how it is also known as a system software, right. And any 4 basic responsibilities રહે છે, that is file management, process management, IO management and resource management, right. So, the system software performs important tasks such as running of the program, storage of the data, processing of data, etc. Windows XP is an example of system software. Any operating system is part of system software, not only Windows XP. Linux લો તો Linux ના પણ ઘણા બધા flavors છે, all of them like just to name the flavors of Linux operating system, it could be Ubuntu, it could be Red Hat Linux, Anaconda Linux, Monkey Linux, Moo Linux, SUSE Linux. So, there are various flavors of operating systems also available. Likewise, Windows na flavor માં પણ ઘણી બધી operating systems આવી. So, all this Vista છે, Windows 10 છે, these are these flavors of Windows operating system, but all of these are under the umbrella of system software. Swadhyaya